Welcome to the Anthony Spade channel.
So in this video presentation, we will be discussing mathematical concepts which are related to the fields of computer science and mathematics. The concepts that are going to be covered are essential to our day-to-day life. They are always present but are usually overlooked by the average person. However, in this presentation, we will be showing you that these concepts are a lot more present than you'd imagine. We will cover sequences, series, probability, and recursion.
Plug! To summarize, a sequence is a list of terms being numbers, algebraic terms, shapes, or any other mathematical object. For example, if we took a sequence with the nth term 4n plus 1, it would mean that the sequence increments by a multiple of 4 plus 1. This means that we can easily find any term in the sequence, for example the 12th, which would be 4 times 12 plus 1. This is because n denotes the specific term in the sequence. Using this is a lot faster than manually counting through the sequence, and we can come to the answer of 49. But wait, this isn't the end. We can also work this information backwards. What? Now, say we have a number, 77. 2 sevens. One away from a big win once again.
Oh my god.
We can work it like such. 4n plus 1 equals 77. To find out the term of the sequence, we subtract 1 and divide by 4 on both sides to isolate the value of n, which is 19, making 17 the 19th term of the sequence.
A really popular sequence is the Fibonacci, the sequence that the golden ratio tends towards, which is something that relates to natural beauty. This sequence works as such. We have a starting number. Let's just use the one that everyone should be accustomed to, 0 and 1. We add the highest number with the number that comes before it. This would mean we add 0 and 1 to get 1. So now we have 0, 1, 1 as our sequence. Following the rule previously mentioned, we then do 1 plus 1 to get 2, making our sequence 0, 1, 1, 2. Then we do 2 plus 1 to get 3, 3 plus 2 to get 5, 5 plus 3 to get 8, and so on. Some uses to this sequence can be found in music. This is because in scale dominant note is the 5th note of major scale, which is also the 8th note of all 13 notes, which is further supported by the fact that 8 over 13, which is 0.61538, which is approximately the value of phi.
Olivia was released from prison about a week ago. I was offered a job as an unlicensed chiropractor. Keeping my head high that it goes well. The job offer is a lucrative, hefty starting salary of 1,000 Filipino pesos with an annual increment of 500 French francs more yearly. Now let's say we want to find out how much she will be earning in 5 years' time. Well, we can figure it out by doing it manually. 1,000 in the first year, 1,500 in the second, 2,000 in the third, 2,500 in the fourth, and 3,000 in the fifth. And well, out of personal interest, I decided to do the math, and that would be a total of 120,000 French Filipino Zimbabwe dollar that she earns in the span of those 5 years. However, what if the problem was to figure out the salary in 10 years' time? We could still do it by hand, but that would take even longer. So instead, we can opt in to use maths. We would do so by doing the following. Find the common difference, which would be 500. But hold on. We still need to somehow get the starting salary of 1,000. So we need to add another 500, which would then give us a formula. 500n plus 500. We can use this to calculate any year's salary by substituting for n. By doing this, we also see that we have a series created by this problem.
The chances of there being a jump scare in this video are low, but never zero. Obviously, I'd never put a jump scare in my presentation, as that would be a terrible idea. Anyways, probability is a very important aspect of statistics, as it's the very nature of randomness that make up statistics. The likelihood of an event happening, which can be calculated depending on what sort of probability it is. For example, you can have a mutually exclusive probability, meaning that they both cannot happen at the same time. For example, when playing slots, a machine can only spin and spin and spin until you get a payout, which will then make you a zillionaire, and we can represent this with the formula P A or B equals PA plus PB. Then you can also have non-mutual events which can happen at the same time, such as getting 2 3s from rolling 2 die. This we represent with P A or B equals PA plus PB minus P A and B.
The definition of recursion can be summed as a process which calls itself directly, sort of like a loop in programming that repeats itself until it reaches a certain condition. A good way to show recursion happening is through shapes. If we were to make a triangle, we could put together 2 more triangles in such a way that they create an even bigger triangle out of each other. With the example mentioned, we can also see the Fibonacci sequence that we had mentioned prior can also be an example of recursion, as it creates the spiral that we know as a part of the natural beauty that comes with it, which is further supported by the fact that we can define the sequence using the formula.
Bye bye!
And here's how I